Only on Fox, we spoke with the father of that HVAC tech who was killed.
And he worked out of Gastonia, North Carolina. As you can imagine, his colleagues devastated. And his colleague who survived has a long road to recovery. Carrie Weimer stopped by his father's home today and spoke to him about the loss of his son.
The community here in Gastonia is grieving the loss of one of their own. James Lewis was one of the 5 people killed on Wednesday while on his job. He was a senior HVAC technician at GSM Services here behind me. Today I sat down with his father and talked about what kind of person James was and what kind of loss it is for their family.
He loved his work. He loved the people that he worked with. They all loved him.
Thomas Lewis told us his son James was a senior HVAC tech for GSM Services in Gastonia, and he loved what he did.
He was my best friend. There isn't anything that he wouldn't do for me. There wasn't anything that I would not do for him.
A father struggling through what he says is the worst nightmare of his life. He told me he is still reliving the events from Wednesday over and over.
It was 5:15. The owner of the company called me, and I could tell that he couldn't, by police order or whatever, just come flat out and say it.
The news no parent ever wants to hear.
He said that Robert Shook had been airlifted to the hospital. And I asked him, which hospital is James at? And his response was, he's still at the scene. And that's when I knew. At that point, I lost it. I screamed, I hollered, I punched the wall.
5 people, including James Lewis, who investigators say were murdered by former NFL player Philip Adams for reasons we still have not been able to confirm. James Lewis, a single father of 3 who adored his children, now gone.
How does it end? He's just doing his job.
We visited GSM Services where James Lewis was employed. While they did not want to go on camera, they released a statement saying they were heartbroken.
I'm gonna miss him.
Lewis also told me that they are in the process of making arrangements for their son. He says they really appreciate the community's outpouring of support through their most difficult time. Reporting in Gastonia, I'm Carrie Weimer, Fox Carolina News.